Let's start with the benchmarks before getting into the laptop. In Valorant at low settings, we get 133.8 frames per second on average, with a lot of dips across the whole benchmark. We can see that the CPU reaches 100 degrees a lot of the time, so it throttles down to 1800 MHz. Now for Cinebench R20, we get 1582, which is a bit better than the Ryzen 3700U. We can see that the temperature goes immediately to 100 degrees and the CPU downclocks down to 3200 MHz, so we get less performance. Let's start with the teardown. Before you start, you're going to need a couple of things: some rubbing alcohol, some cotton earbuds, cotton pads, something to write with if you want, thermal paste, thermal pads if you want, toothbrush, and a screwdriver that works with your laptop. You can take a paper and write some stuff on it, like backplate, CD drive, fan, to know where your screws are, which screw is for what hole, so you don't lose your screws. So first of all, you're going to take your screwdriver and unscrew all 13 screws from the backplate. Next, you're going to gently remove the CD drive by pulling on it and set it aside. Now you're going to turn the laptop to look at the place where the CD drive was and just open the lid so you can separate the top plate a bit easier. You're going to need a pry tool or something plastic like a card to not scratch the laptop, and just get it in between the top plate and the back plate. Slowly but surely, you're gonna need to disconnect all the clips all around the laptop to be able to open the bottom. I had a bit of trouble here at the end of the laptop, so I just opened up the lid a bit more and it unlatched quickly. Now we're gonna lift the backplate off and reveal the motherboard. There's a bit of dust on these grates, so we're just going to use a toothbrush to remove it. If there's any other dust on the backplate, you can use the toothbrush to remove it, or even a cotton pad with some alcohol. The next step is to disconnect the battery. You need to pull on the little connector till it comes out. It was a bit difficult for me, so I tried removing the screws connecting the battery to remove the whole thing. it didn't work. Okay, let's just ignore the battery and move on to the fan. So there's one screw holding the fan. Maybe you have more, I don't know why mine only has one screw. So we're going to remove the screw, remove the connector that gives power to the fan just by pulling on it. And then you will take the fan out and remove the two cables connecting to the Wi-Fi card. Rather than removing the whole cable, I'd rather just clean the fan while it's still connected. So just take a toothbrush and clean the grates. Make sure to not do it over the laptop, just over the table. You can wipe that off later. You want to do both sides, making sure to clean each fin, but don't go too hard to avoid breaking it. Now that we're done cleaning it, just put it to the side. So now the time to add your RAM if you're gonna upgrade that. So to remove RAM if it's already there, just pull both pins on each side and pull it out. And let's say you have your new RAM, just put it in diagonally and press down until it clicks. Now let's remove the heatsink by unscrewing all the screws without dropping your screwdriver. Once everything's unscrewed, it should pop off easily and you reveal the CPU and GPU. The next step is to clean off the dust from the heatsink by either blowing on it and using a toothbrush, and also removing the thermal paste that's stuck on it and dried. You can use rubbing alcohol and a cotton pad to do that. Now I'm just using a cotton bud to get into the harder to reach areas and remove all the remaining thermal paste. Now we need to clean the thermal paste off the CPU by using a cotton bud with some rubbing alcohol and a cotton pad to make sure everything is nice and clean. Now let's move on to the GPU. It's the same process, however here we can see that there are exposed components, so make sure not to break those off, so go gently. If there's still some remaining on the edges, it's fine. Here's the cleaned GPU and the cleaned CPU. You can see there was a bit of dust, so I just went in to clean it again. Now you want to take out your thermal paste. I have some thermal Grizzly silicone thermal paste. I'm gonna put it on the CPU. You want to be generous with it. It's better to have more than not enough. Now for the GPU, same drill. A blob of thermal paste. There's a bit of dust here on the ventilation holes, so I'm just taking a toothbrush to remove it. Now take the heatsink and put it back on carefully like it was before. You can start by putting the heatsink on the ventilation holes and lining up the screws with their holes, and then just dropping the whole thing down carefully. After you place it down, you don't want to lift it back up to not make any air bubbles that may interfere with the cooling. Now you just want to screw the heatsink back in by following the order of the numbers, which is written on the heatsink, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once you're done with that, you can wipe off any excess dust that you forgot to wipe before, and make sure all the screws are where they're supposed to be. Everything's nice and clean. Now we're gonna put the fan where it belongs. You want to connect the fan connector back to its place and connect both the Wi-Fi cables to the Wi-Fi card. Make sure the black one is on the left and the gray one on the right. Just follow the instructions on the video, just copy what you see. Now, you're going to want to put your battery back in and screw it back in if you remove the screws. Now the time to add any thermal pads if you want to. It's optional. It might help with some heating issues, but it's not necessary. Now we're gonna put the backplate back on and try to click all the clips back into place. Starting with the front, going to the sides. You can connect the rest when you flip it over after screwing the screws. Now we're gonna put the CD drive back in. And screw back in all 13 screws on the back of the laptop. Now we're going to flip the laptop back over and make sure all the clips are well clipped in. Now the last thing to do is to turn on the laptop and hope everything works correctly, that you didn't forget any screw, that you didn't break anything, and that all is gonna work fine. And it was a success. We successfully did what we wanted to do. So now for the benchmarks, again back to Valorant, low settings. We can see that our average frame rate increased by a considerable amount and we have better performance. So 30.6 more FPS on average. We can see that our FPS is way more stable. There are less dips. Our CPU temperature doesn't reach 100, so there's not as much throttling. The CPU now takes up to 29 watts instead of 24, so we're using more power and our clocks are way higher. So for Cinebench R20, we see the same thing. There's an increase in our points, and the CPU temperature, while it does reach near 95 degrees and there's some throttling, we still do have some improvement. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions, leave a like if you want to, and please subscribe. That would help me a lot.